Hello. Hi. Are we good? Hi everyone, and welcome to The Talk. My name is Mario Miguel Orallo-Molinaro. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm the executive artistic director here at Jet City Improv. But I'm currently in Seaside, Oregon. So it's awesome here. It's exciting to be here. The sun is shining. The waves are a-waving. And I'm excited to share this amazing virtual space with you as we have another round 4 of The Talk. And so I'm so excited to have this wonderful, wonderful pair group, Meg, Kristine, with us today as we dive in to their friendship, what they're about, and just start asking some questions that I have. I know I have some questions, and we are also very excited to ask some questions that you might have on the Twitch. So if you're thinking of questions that come up, please put that in the chat. Let us know. Would love to have you. So before I introduce Kristine and Meg, I just wanted to say I hope everyone's having an amazing month. Happy Pride. It's a very exciting month of celebration and love. So I hope you all are just having a great Saturday. Sweet!
Yes.
Let's chat. Kristine and Meg, how are you? How's it going today? I'll go with Kristine. Kristine, what's good?
Doing great. Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having us. My name is Kristine. I use she, her pronouns, and very happy to be here.
Yay! What's up, Meg? What's good?
Meg Valliant. I use she, her pronouns, and I don't know. I've never done this before. It's pretty awesome.
First time doing improv, or first time doing some sort of performance?
Unless you count 7th grade drama class, this is my first time doing improv.
Yes, I sure do. I sure do count those. Well, awesome. Again, please go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I definitely have yelled out some good stuff at Jet City over the years to try and stump the cast members.
Oh, and has it worked? Or
yeah, they had to look up a word to make sure it wasn't
Meg's Suggestions was one of the greatest just regular house shows that I've ever seen. The wannabe Lego explosion.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
The wannabe Lego explosion.
Yeah, Pop-Pop Legos.
Yes.
Yeah, generic Legos.
That's hilarious. Oh, wow. Well, first off, what an honor then. If you can stump Jet City, folks, I know that's a pretty awesome thing because, quite a bit of the community, I find they're word wizards or you know what I mean? They just know kind of their thing. But I'm excited to kind of dive in and chat with both of you. Just kind of chat about sort of the game rules and kind of what this sort of the talk is the talk kind of has 4 or 5 rounds where I get to ask questions about, to Kristine and Greg. Meg. I don't know why I said Greg.
That's all right.
Yeah, Meg. And in that, they have the opportunity to just say, hey, here's an example. This is the answer. Or if it's a little bit too risque or too naughty or too I don't want to share any of that information, then their pass is they take a drink. They take a nice little, hey, you know what? Peace be with you. Cheers. We got the rain here. We got the drinks out. Take a nice little drink, and then we move on. And then finally, towards the end, round 6 or 7, then we get some questions from you all. Any questions or anything that both of you have or anything? Awesome. So let's kind of get started. I guess I'll start with Meg. I mean, how do you know Kristine? What was that about? Where did it all come from?
I mean, we met in middle school, so 90, 92, 93, somewhere around there. Yeah, Greg younger than me. My mom was her softball coach she was on the 7th grade softball team. I was on the 8th grade softball team. And then we weren't really close friends, but then we became really good friends in high school. When I was in 10th grade, she was in 9th grade. And, kind of went from there. Been friends ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kristine, do you have anything to add about like how y'all know each other? What there?
Yeah, so we're both like Seattle natives. We went to high school together, as Meg said. But I would love to point out that we also went to the same school in San Francisco, and we actually like hadn't been in touch for maybe a few years. And here's my cat. I was going to the same school after Meg had already been enrolled and was like in her program, and I walked by the front of the school really early in the morning, and I was like, oh, that's Meg. She's on the bench. I know that she goes to school in San Francisco. I didn't know it was that school. And I was like, oh my God, Meg, what's up? And Meg was like, Meg was like, what's your name? What?
I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
It was so weird. It was like it was probably 7:30 in the morning, and I'm pretty sure I was up way too late the night before, and I was there for registration, so I had to get there early to get my classes, you know. And like when Kristine walked up to me, I knew who it was, and I could picture like all these events that had happened in our lives previously, noting donuts and blue novas, and like I was, but I couldn't think of her name.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was funny at the time.
I felt so bad about it.
But we were really tight while we went to school in the Bay Area, and that was like another chapter to this thing called life. So that was really fun to go through together.
Yeah.
I just would be shocked. You know, someone was like, hey, what's up, so-and-so? And you're like, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you are. I am sorry. I would just be like, I would see that would be the blow for me. I would be like, how dare you? Because I'm a Leo. Let's just be real. Somebody that may be like, oh, good to know. I won't ever see you again. Okay, well, that's good. We got some dear friends coming down the pike. So let's get started with our very first little question. And Kristine, you can ask this of Meg.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not too loud outside. It just started downpouring like crazy behind me.
No, can't hear anything.
All right, cool.
Excellent. I love this question. Meg, what album title describes our relationship, and what is our soundtrack? And I can't help but think of Cover of a Cover contest with this.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know the album. It's that Bob Dylan album. For sure. Like, sitting on the steps, I'm like totally pregnant, trying to copy the Bob Dylan cover in like a shirt that's way too tight for me. And my kid is standing there with a camera, like a stills camera, around her neck, and like pants falling down and has no underwear on, so mooning us the whole time. And we had to make them take the picture because we set up the camera and take the picture. So we could submit it. So I know it's Bob Dylan, and then Pink Floyd, because the Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
In your parents' basement with a laser pointer pointed at the crystal light so we could have our own laser light show.
We were really cool, obviously.
Yeah.
Seems pretty badass to me. Okay. I mean, do you both agree with that? Because I can also ask Meg, I mean, do you think that's both, or also I could ask you to be like, well, Meg, same question, but Meg to Kristine.
I don't know if we have the same answer, but what album title describes our relationship, Kristine? Do we have a soundtrack?
I feel like you did some amazing... I have to talk about what this Cover of a Cover contest is, because I think that's relevant. Our good friend Emily and her husband Nick, they live in Pennsylvania. They run a record store, which everyone should go to online. I think Endless Records. They're on like Facebook, Instagram, and they used a contest where called Cover of a Cover, where people could submit artistic renditions of actual album covers, but the artist gets to reimagine the album in whatever way inspires them. And so Meg and I played Bob Dylan in our Highway 61 Revisited.
Yes.
And Meg was like Bob Dylan's girlfriend or something. But Meg did a really good one with, there's some album with some fire special effects that you did.
Yeah. It's Bad Religion Suffer. And just so you know, I'm not watching their live show or whatever right now because I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. But yeah, that is huge. So Bad Religion Suffer.
Wait. Sorry, we have to stop. You were going to be at a concert, but you came here?
Well, I mean, it's streaming, so I can.
Okay.
But yeah, my original plan is I have tickets to a concert, and I was going to watch it on the projector in my garage, really loud, so that I came here instead.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, but Bad Religion's my jam, and I made a Suffer was the album. So it's a boy on fire in a neighborhood block, and I recreated the boy out of tin foil, put it on the barbecue, put a bunch of gas on it, lit it on fire, and then roasted marshmallows with the Bad Religion logo, roasting it in the flames of the boy, instead of the logo being on the boy's t-shirt.
Yeah. So I think to answer the question of what album title is perfect for us, this is all inspiring me. As a giant Pink Floyd fan, I'm going to go with the album title, Wish You Were Here. I wish you were here, Meg, so we can hang out in person. I know that you don't.
Yeah. Is that the album cover with the robot hand?
Yeah, Shaking Elvis.
Yeah.
Who's also on fire?
Yeah. Yep. That's perfect cover for our relationship.
Nailed it.
I love that. Okay, that is awesome. I mean, Pink Floyd is definitely like the jam. You know what I mean? I love that. And the barbecue thing has so many other questions. Like, did you do laser shows all the time for stuff like that? Or, like, was it just sort of like, did you all go to concerts? Or was it very much like, we kind of stayed in our lane? Or was it like, yo, this is what we do? Like, did you go to the concerts, or were you more like listening to concerts?
Well, I mean, I know I went to a lot of concerts, but I don't know if I ever went to a concert with you, Kristine.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We definitely went to movies together, but it was usually Chang's. That's where we went. We didn't go to concerts. But we talked about concerts and talked about music a lot, for sure.
We used to go to Chang's, which is a Mongolian grill on Broadway. This is back in the 90s. Meg had a friend that went there. My high school friends all went there. It was so much fun. And all you needed was like $10 to like cover the cost of a meal. But we felt like high rollers for being able to go to a restaurant.
We would skip school to go there. Yes. But you know what's weird is that we actually rarely went together. It was always my group of friends and your group of friends.
Yeah.
Because we didn't necessarily run around in the same circles.
Right.
But we had friends, and I tended to float between groups of friends. I didn't like, I don't know, I'm always on the go. So, but we always ended up there at the same time. So it's a lot of fun. And we'd always end up with like back-to-back tables and stuff. And so the banter would go great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, that was it, y'all. That was it. Question round one. Cheers.
Woo-hoo.
Cheers to that. Yeah, awesome. Cheers. Thank you. Well, we are now rolling, y'all. Again, I just want to give some love out to the chat, to all the folks listening to us on the interwebs. We're here with Jet City. We got Kristine and Meg rocking it right now. Here we go. Question 2, Kristine to Meg. Here we go.
Have you ever lied on a resume, Meg?
I guess it depends on what your term lie means.
Oh.
I've definitely used some verbiage to make it sound like I've done more than I have.
That's exaggerating.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Words and Meg don't necessarily go hand in hand. And I'm pretty sure I've had my mom re-edit my resumes a few times so that they have better exaggeration words than what I know. But I've never lied directly on a resume.
you've also had the job that you have for a really long time.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh gosh, what's the job? What's the gig?
So I'm a motion picture camera technician at a motion picture rental house. So so I've been doing this since 2004, but with my current company since 2007.
Wow. Okay. Did you lie on the resume to get that job?
I did not. I actually, I think the nail in the coffin is like I like to say. I love that phrase, by the way. It was so I started interning through a teacher at the college that Kristine and I went to. He got me an internship at the rental house in San Francisco, and I started there, and I became a tech pretty quickly. And I really enjoyed the job, and I love working on things and working with my hands and making things work, right? And we do this thing called sub-renting, where other rental houses will call you when they're out of gear or need a piece of gear. So I had sub-rented one to the rental house in Seattle that I wanted to work at, and I had to walk them through over the phone how to put it on the camera. So they had to take apart the film camera and put it back on. And that was right about the time that I had started calling them saying, hey, I want to move back to Seattle. Will you hire me? And so that was basically my interview. And so when I did move back to Seattle, they remembered that, and me being able to walk it through without seeing it or seeing what they were doing or having it in front of me. And then they hired me. So I've been there ever since.
Dang. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that, you've been loyal to that company for sure, because you got it out right, which is tight. I guess, May, you can ask Kristine the same question.
Kristine, have you ever lied on a resume?
I don't believe that I have. I've had many jobs since we both got out of school. Probably more than you. But, I've been more of I stayed at one job for 5 years, but I try to keep things up to date and like with my industry. I'm in marketing, digital marketing, so like things, the technologies that we do like evolve over time. Like sometimes I'm still doing the same thing I was doing like 5 years ago, but not always the case. So I have to try to keep up with like how do I represent this work that I contributed to. But I wouldn't say that I've ever lied because A, I'm awesome, and I don't think I've had to lie. I'm like, no, I'm legit.
How many movie titles do you have to list on your resume when you write down Blockbuster 97 to 98?
I list the movies that came out during that time period, which is like Titanic was a big goddamn deal. Sorry, I swear.
The dual video tape.
Oh yeah. Wait, tell me about Titanic. Yeah, because it was a dual one.
It was a dual. Yeah, it was like fat. It was giant. That came out. Face Off came out during that time. The Fifth Element. Those were like hot titles back in the day. Oh wow. Yeah. And like working there on a Friday, Saturday night, like when those titles were just coming out, it was like sheer madness because all of Edmonds and Linwood was at my Blockbuster. Super crazy. And then like you would write videos to people that we went to high school with, and we had to be like, you owe $8 in late fees, and they're like, well, I don't have $8 in late fees. Well, I'm like, well, I can't write you this title. That was very awkward, but it was all good. It was fun.
Yeah, I can't believe you mentioned that Titanic thing because I remember when that came out, and it was such a big deal. I think our family bought 2 copies because he wanted to sell one of them, and he sold it for like $40 upcharge because they were all sold out. Did you see? I'm sorry, this is a tangent. Did you see Titanic in movies?
Yeah,
like in the theater.
I'm not a fan of the movie Titanic, for the record.
You were not.
No.
Meg, how are you with that?
What?
With Titanic.
I guess I missed the question.
With Titanic, what's your vibe with that?
The part of the movie to watch is when they all ping pong off the boat, off the engine. Like, it's really the only good part of the movie is the second VHS tape.
Yeah. You didn't love any of the first. You know what?
It has its moments, but what I like her about is the destruction.
That's way too funny. I think I agree with you, but you know, it just cracks me up every time I talk, particularly with other folks. It's like, yeah, they didn't need 2 takes. Just give me the first one.
Yeah.
It could have been less than a 3-hour movie for sure.
I will say there have been some good memes of the draw me like one of your French girls. That's an internet worthy meme. Sometimes.
Yeah. And I did like the dancing scene when they're at the when they're with the lower class citizens. I did like that scene. I thought that was kind of cool that they threw that in.
I think the violin players just like they just keep playing as the sink is like sinking.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that could happen all movie long. I mean, like, did anyone see the remake of Poseidon with Kurt Russell?
No.
Oh no.
Okay, so I like the first one, of course, but it's long and it's dry. But the second one just gets to the point. It's like first 5 minutes, it hits something, it rolls over, rogue wave, you're all set, disaster the rest of the movie. And it was great. It was exactly what I wanted.
I feel like
Titanic could have been that way.
Yeah.
The iceberg, and its ship sunk, movie's over.
I watched Das Boot this year for the first time.
Okay.
And that is a long film. There's a lot. That's a 2 VHSer as well. But if you're in the mood for that kind of thing, I mean, like, you know that, like, there's certain things you know about that situation that are kind of, are going to happen. And I was like, this crew is not going to get out of this thing alive. It's, but I didn't know how it would unfold, and that movie is amazing. Maybe not for everyone. War movies, probably not for everyone. But that was a good film.
I love that. I love that for sure. I think we're on the same page. I think I agree with you. Dang. Now I'm just thinking of like all the Titanic-esque movies where it's like the narrative, they're just trying to make more than what it really is. You know what I mean? And here's my thing. Can I just say it? I so hated the music playing on the end of the ship. My ass would have been gone. I would have taken my violin. I would have taken whatever and gotten out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, let's play Ave Maria with my kids. You know what I mean?
But I guess in the real accounts that happened, though.
You're so right.
So that part, some of those little aspects I thought were really cool. How they went about to get some of the real aspects. It was just the love story, generic stuff that just didn't do it for me. The whole horror thing. If anybody's seen the alternate ending, it's the best. Yeah, YouTube it. It's it's not the best.
Ruth has a question for you, Kristine, about Dispute. Like, which version did you see?
Of Das Boot?
Yeah, of Das Boot.
I think I saw the director's cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after the insurrection, I wanted to watch movies of Nazis losing, and I started with Casablanca, and then Sound of Music, and then I just got on a World War II kick after that, and I told my dad that my dad has certain topics that he likes to talk about, and World War II movies is one of those topics. So he gave me a stack of movies, and one of them was Das Boot, Director's Cut. So it was a 2-night viewing for me. I couldn't power through in like one, and I have kind of ADD when I'm watching movies.
Sure. I'm on the same page for sure. Okay, I love that, and I want to give some love to Ruth because Ruth also wanted to add double tapes The Godfather.
Oh yeah.
I even forgot about The Godfather. That's actually so dope because speaking of, I think that one checks out though. You know what I mean? I think the beginning of The Godfather when the cat that apparently just came on set, right? This cat just came on and like this person, Marlo just grabbed this cat, starts petting it. I'm like, first off, I want to do that when people come into an appointment with me. You know what I mean? Except you know what I mean? I think that would be so tight. All right, team. Go. Make go.
I was thinking of dual VHS tapes. That's all I can think about. My favorite is The Great Escape.
Oh.
I remember. So when I was a kid, VHS movies were insanely expensive. They were like $80 to $100 a copy. And my mom saved up for a while and got me a copy of The Great Escape for my birthday one year, or Christmas or something. And it was the dual VHS, and I remember I'd always go get lunch in between the two tapes, and then come back and watch it.
Yeah. That's rad. I love that. Well, holy moly.
That's also a good one.
Rad?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've seen Rad.
Yeah, you should see it. It's on Amazon.
Oh, really? Okay, tight. Okay.
They just added it, finally. 30
Nations now. Titanic and Rad, for sure. You gotta think about that.
Yeah. I want to say that, whenever I see, paint dry on, or, like at my old apartment that I just moved out of, there's, chipping paint on the door, and I really wanted to, chip it away and, kind of, keep, scratching at it, and I was like, this is a rental, I don't want to, make it look worse, so I never touched it. But, if ever I have, a dry skin or whatever, I'm always, super, I can't leave it alone. I'm just it's super itchy, or I'm like, I need to just let it fucking heal. But that's really hard. I'm a little ADD in that way.
I do the same. It's totally cool.
Now that I've moved down to that apartment, I want to go back and scratch off that paint.
Kristine, how about to Meg?
Okay, Meg, what is a habit, compulsion, or relationship you wish you could quit?
Let's see. For some reason, all I hear is Brokeback Mountain. I wish I could quit you. But that has nothing to do with me. No, I pick up my scabs and stuff. I can't stand having the pull of the skin.
Nope.
I'm the worst that way. Plus, I like scars, so that doesn't help. But I have this weird compulsion, and it's only at work. I don't do it at home. I have to lock and check the door 3 times. And it's only at work because I'm paranoid that the alarm will go off.
Right.
Yeah, and I've done that as long as I've had keys to an office. So, since end of high school, probably.
Wow.
But I don't do it at home. Home, it's lock and walk away.
I'm still thinking about the scab one, just scratching off the...
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
well, I don't like the feeling of a scab, pulling on my skin.
Yeah.
So I'll always, try and find a way to, soften it, or... I'm the worst at picking it. And usually I don't even realize I'm doing it until it's, happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bad habit, but I'm like, well, it's your skin. You can't really, not be in your skin.
Right. And then when it gets itchy, it's even worse. Yeah.
No, I'm on the same page. I definitely do poke at those things. I'm like, why do I like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the scars afterwards, I just, have all these, battle scars. And they're like, oh, where did you get that? And I'm like, I fell on a bike.
Yeah. I like, sometimes, I'll get some good ones from bike riding, but I like when you get the weird ones that you don't really totally know how you did it, or you did something stupid, and then someone asks you, you make up some sort of random story as to how you got it. That's really just a major exaggeration of it. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, sorry, Mario. We both think scars and, the body's natural response to, trauma is cool. How the body can heal itself, but we both if we get a gnarly scab, or if Meg falls off a bike or whatever, we'll both be like, dude, check it out.
Just send in photos. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm going to show you my favorite one. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. It took off my freckles, and it's been 4 years, and they're still gone.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm sorry, what, can I ask what happened, what went down?
I washed out in a berm up in Whistler, riding downhill mountain biking. Yeah.
See, I gotta say, that's why I don't do that mountain biking, you know what I mean?
No, it's cool. I had great pictures of it. I'll blow it. Look at this, top of the mountain. Rode down, and then I get home, and like by the time the scar went away, and my dad noticed it, he's like, "Are you trying to get out of the family? Like watching this whole time?" Yeah.
I love that.
You know, yeah. Kristine had a bruise the other day. She was sending me photos, and I'm like, "Woohoo!"
Yeah.
Wait, I just have to ask this: is that a common thing that people take pictures of their battle wounds and send them to each other? Because I'm going to say right now, I do not do that. I do not do that.
Yeah.
I have a family. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's definitely not common. I try and show off to my friends and family, but like, I don't want to see it. You know, I'm glad everyone at work is comfortable with me, so I don't have to deal with questions of where'd you get that bruise.
Yeah.
Because I will be the one that I got a major wound or bruise on my leg, and it'll be 40 degrees out, and I will wear shorts so people can see it.
I love that. Well, shoot, everybody. Cheers to that. I think that was our second round. Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to everybody on the chat. The chat's been doing amazing. We got awesome folks in there asking some cool little, asking some questions. Again, we're with Jet City Improv. We got Meg and Kristine here doing the talk. As we're kind of we're in it right now, right?
Yeah.
We're kind of in it. Well, let's kind of go to round 3. And again, for all the folks interested in questions, keep putting and put them in the chat so we can ask. But I have one for Meg to ask Kristine. Ready?
What have you let your pride get in the way of doing the right thing? Or when? I can't read. When have you let your pride get in the way of doing the right thing?
Oh man, I feel like just the last time I saw you, I was like so defeated from like moving out of my apartment, and I was like, so tired. And you're like, dude, stop apologizing for there being boxes. And I was like, sorry. It just felt like my moving on such a short timeline was like I still have PTSD from like getting everything out of that apartment that I lived in for almost 4 years. So like next time, if I ever move again, which hopefully I will not, I need like 2 months prep time.
Yeah, it was bang bang for sure. You got that place and you're out.
Yeah, but Meg came over to help out. My bike rack broke, so I couldn't transport my bike, and Meg was like, "Don't worry about it, it's all good." Brought my bike over, and I was just like, I was just really feeling defeated by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real.
I'm feeling better now. It's all good.
Well, no, you got your VIP. You got Meg getting your back, and that's what's up. And I mean, we talked about this pre-show. Your ride or dies, you know. And I guess it's like, maybe this is part 2 of when have you let your pride. But like, maybe you answered this already. But what makes each other, both of you, like ride or dies? Is it just time? Is it like because you chill? You know what I mean? Is it because like, you know what I mean? Like as I get older, it's like there's friends that I'm like, oh, I really want this person because they're an agent of light. They're an agent of whatever, and it's like whenever I'm feeling like I'm a little, I'm feeling like a piece of shit or whatever. I'm not saying that's hot, but like it's like I gotta call my ride or die right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I could go first.
Yeah.
I just feel like we've kind of gone through most of the major life chapters. Like when we were living in the Bay Area, we were both like living in extreme poverty. Like we had nothing. I was like surviving off peanut butter, literally. And like Meg was probably in a similar situation. And I feel like, we got through that, and it was not fun, but like we had a good time. We were friends. We can realize that like life is sometimes really difficult sometimes, but we are always able to like kick back and hang out and like ride bikes, and everything is cool.
Yeah, totally. A lot of commonality too. I mean, both of our dads are plumbers.
What? I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, completely random.
Mine's like handy. He's not like plumber per se.
Yeah, but construction kind of like. And then I think we had similar backgrounds, kind of growing up. I don't actually even know, but both of our dads were hunters and stuff. And then when we hit like, you know, middle school, it was sports, and then music and art, and we had common friends. You had a really badass car. That was definitely the one for me. And a lot of common challenges with life, like body types, and like you said, high school, middle school, high school, and college all together in different scenarios. I know Top Ramen was a go-to for me, and I remember at one point barbecuing chicken nuggets because I couldn't afford chicken for the barbecue for my mom when she came to visit. So, you know, we're pretty poor in California. And cats, that's another thing. And riding bikes. I don't know, we've just always had that. And then similar sense of humor, too. So I think that also helps.
We're also not, like, extremely feminine. Like, I'm kind of, like, I feel like I could go 50-50, maybe 60-40 feminine, masculine. But we're definitely not, like, girly girls. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can count on one hand how many times I've worn a dress.
Well, based off the conversation, there's no doubt in my mind where I think both of you can whoop my ass. You see what I'm saying? There's no doubt in my mind after you literally showed me a battle scar where the freckles are gone. There's no freckles. You know? Yeah. I love that.
Self breaking her ankle like back in the day.
Oh yeah, no, those good times.
Well, sweet. Okay, wait. Did you get the question too?
No.
Yes. Let's see about it, Kristine too.
Okay, Meg. When have you let your pride get in the way of doing the right thing?
Almost every time I go to the grocery store. So sometimes I know, like, I'm really broke, right? And I need to buy that generic. But my pride says, like, no, you gotta buy the name brand. You gotta show off to your guests or whoever that you're getting that name brand. Of course, sometimes it just tastes better too. But I definitely, like, let it show, like, no, this is what I'm getting. I don't know. That's what's getting in my head.
That's fair.
But,
that's fair.
Yeah. Not on everything, but.
Yeah, you're not buying the Kroger. You're buying the LaCroix. Damn it. You're not.
Yeah, I don't actually like LaCroix though.
Oh shoot. Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
Sorry.
No,
sorry. I'm a bubbly person. No, it's cool. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes you just got to do it because it's better, but other times it's, you know, you don't want to show that you're as poor as you are, or, you know, when you have guests coming over and stuff like that. When I was a kid, and I think it was a Depression era thing, my grandma would buy Rice Krispies, and she would buy like one box, and as it was starting to get empty, she would refill it with the generics. And so all of a sudden the Rice Krispies started tasting weird. And then it would get to the point, and then like once the box, like, but you didn't really pick up that you're reading the same box over and over and over and over again. And so then you get to a certain point and you're like, oh, wait, I'm eating generics. And then she would buy a new box, you know, and then start all over again. And I think that's where it's from. It's kind of like it shows that, like, hey, we're here and we're doing this. And I definitely say I have some of that tendency too. That's rubbed off. Yeah.
It's fascinating that you said, because that resonates too with me, where it's like I similarly grew up, and it was one of those things where we could have, we could have easily, we could afford the not name brand. There's some moments where I'm like, you know what, damn it, I am buying this mac and cheese today. Look, you feel me? Like, you know what, I am doing this today.
Teachers, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what, shoot, hey, y'all, cheers to that. Cheers. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for that. We have an amazing question from you, from Tiny Poison 91. Shout out to Tiny Poison 91, who's also been on the talk. And let's go with Meg to Kristine. Let's see if you can. I'm going to direct message you this question. Actually, I'll just ask it for both of you, just to make it easier. If you had to describe the other person as a superhero, which superhero would they be?
Are we supposed to make up a superhero or have an existing superhero?
That is a great question. Great question. I would say it's open. You can make up a superhero if there's a superhero that's not necessarily like Marvel. You know, it could be Star Wars. It could be whoever.
I have my answer for Meg.
Kristine, go, please.
Okay. If Meg were a superhero, Meg would totally be Super Pickle, which I don't know if that's a real superhero or if it's fictitious because Emily used to sketch that in high school. Is it real?
No, it's not real. She used to sketch in high school, and I still to this day call her Super Pickle. So when I talk about Emily to my kids, I call her Super Pickle.
He's the Super Pickle. Okay, well in this scenario, I'm giving that power to you. Like
That's
there's
cool.
a pickle and a cape and this.
What variety of pickle am I?
Oh,
good,
dill,
good.
100%.
Dill?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little spicy, but not at all. Yeah.
Definitely not like the sweet kind. Those are wrong.
Yeah, not sweet at all.
No, there's no sweetness in this. You understand? And that's when you just show off. Yeah. That's when you just get this going. Okay, what do you think, Meg, for Kristine?
I don't know exactly. I can't quite image it, but you are you're the sarcastic superhero with the Schwartz.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you definitely have a cape on, and for some reason I'm seeing like really high, like badass, like boots, like those really tall ones that are hard to walk in, but somehow people are able to kick in them.
Yeah.
For some reason I imagine that. Yeah, totally. And then you have like some sort of like dark rainbow shirt.
Okay.
For some reason. And your glasses are like your superhero thing, so you can take those off like Superman. Yeah, but you have full of sarcasm.
And the Schwartz apparently.
And the Schwartz. You have to have the Schwartz.
And Mario, you will not find a bigger fan of the movie Spaceballs than me. You will not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the Schwartz is with you. You know.
It's true. It's always with you.
Yeah, I love that.
In high school for Halloween, it was a great costume. It was amazing.
Okay, well, this is good to know because I do love Spaceballs, and so that's great to hear. Well, shoot, that was an easy question. We got one coming down the line.
Okay.
If Freaky Friday happened to you both, switch bodies, what would be the first thing you would do?
If I got to switch...
Curl up with your cats.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
If I got to go into Meg's body, she knows how to mountain bike, and I do not, and I'm way too chicken shit, so I would, do some crazy stuff. Because Meg's body knows how to do that.
I love that. That's hilarious. Meg, what do you think?
I would also definitely... I would start writing some stuff. Because writing and me doesn't go hand in hand, but I see Kristine type and has all these words that I don't know. Yeah. So I'd write some random stuff. I don't know what that'd be. Some sort of marketing promo for Meg's mountain biking.
Yeah. I've worked in healthcare for too long. I've always wanted to do a buy one get one for orthopedic knee surgery. But none of my employers have done it.
That's a great idea. Rarely, yeah. I mean, I've had orthopedic on one knee. It's only a matter of time for the second one to happen. So I need that. I'm gonna get on that for you when I switch bodies.
Okay.
Nice. What a great question. Thank you, MS. We know this person that answered this question, but we can't tell. But we can say it after.
Okay.
Well, that was great. I mean, now kind of our final round, team. Can we do a cheers to our wonderful chat people? Thank you for our chat. Thank you for that. Cheers. For our final thing, normally we would continue to go with the audience, but do you have questions for each other? Like maybe a question that you have, maybe one question that you've always kind of wanted to ask each other, or, of course, if you're just like, nah, then I'm more than happy. I can totally give you a question. But why don't we go with Kristine if you've got one?
Meg, what is your greatest fear?
Yeah, great question.
Greatest fear. I have a few, but I would say one that hits home a lot, pretty daily, is crashing so bad that I can't work or support my family. It's kind of a serious answer. I don't really have.
That's okay.
But I would say that's definitely that's there every time I do stuff, and not being able to be that support person for the kids or the household. Mm-hmm. Definitely there. I'm okay with breaking an arm or a leg, but don't make it so bad that I can't do that.
Like you out. You
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real talk. Well, that's real talk. How about Meg to Kristine? What do you think?
Yeah. What's your biggest fear?
What's your biggest fear?
Excuse me. Too much rainier up in here.
That's your biggest fear?
Mine is rainier. I just hope the mountain stays there. Oh, you meant the drink. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Mount Rainier exploding. So.
Yeah. No. I guess my greatest fear is I kind of similar. I don't have a family, but I support myself, and I'm a household of one. So that means every time the freaking garbage goes out, I have to do it. Every time. Anything, any grocery, anything, unless it's a gift from my mom, who's been a saint in the past month. She's amazing. But I have to manage my whole household, and I'm just well, what if something catastrophic happened, or what if I were to get fired, or what if my income source were to dry up for whatever reason. Thank goodness I've been unaffected by COVID, been able to work continuously throughout the pandemic. But as a household of one with inordinate student debt, it's a really scary thought to think about. What if I couldn't do the things that I do when I, to make money? What if I couldn't come back to that? And I got a concussion in 2017, and I had to, I took 2 weeks off of work out of nowhere. But, I could have it was a full 7-week recovery until I was back to 100%. And that was really scary because in the first few weeks I was am I going to come back to normal? Because my cognitive abilities and my physiological response to that were profound. And it was really hard to do basic things. And that was pretty ooh, what if something debilitating happened? That would be really catastrophic, especially in this capitalist society. So yeah, I would say a very similar answer to yours.
Yeah, that's some real talk. I mean, I think my big fear for sure is not being able to just be independent and provide for myself for sure, and provide for family. I'm feeling that for sure. Meg, did you have a question that you wanted to pose?
Oh, a question.
For Kristine? And no worries if not too.
Trying to think. Oh. Going through all the memories here of what to ask, so I can try and do I want to get the answer or do I want to find out something new? What's the biggest ticket you've either gotten or gotten out of?
Ticket?
Yeah, cop ticket.
Wow, great question.
Well, I did get pulled over for speeding once, and I was kind of able to get it off on a warning once. Maybe because I'm definitely my race would have come into play with that, I believe. But also maybe the fact that I'm a woman. Well, I don't know. But I think you're pretty familiar with my getting pulled over, 17-year-old juvenile, for doing not even donuts plural, but Megan talked about my cool high school car. I had a 19-foot long 1973 Oldsmobile Omega with a straight six that would Anyway, I had a boy in my car, and I was trying to impress the boy, and I went to this like gravel parking lot, and I was just like trying to like do some donuts, but I couldn't even complete the first one I had started. And this cop car, City of Edmonds police, I swear to God, dropped out of the sky and like pulled me over and was like reading me the riot act, like, do you know what you could have run over a kid who was on a trike? And I was like, ain't no kids around. Anyway, like long story short, I had to go to court for that. And I had a public defender because I was a 17-year-old. I worked at Blockbuster, but I didn't have the money to pay for a real attorney. So I had a public defender, but they stood me up. They never showed to my court case. And so I, as a juvenile, defended myself and was successful in that. I got I was put on probation, but basically my defense strategy was to have the judge read letters of character that I had gathered from like my employer or like my teachers at high school or whatever, and the judge like totally read these letters mocking me the whole time in court, but he gave me probation, and if I did nothing further in the 3 years of probation, then I would be like, it would be expunged from my record. And so I did that, and like I didn't do anything during that time. And then a few years later, that judge got disbarred for like taking bribes or something. So I was like, I win, and
you do.
My record is 1-0, baby.
I love that. Meg, do you have any tickets? Of note.
I did get a ticket when I found out I was pregnant. My doctor had called me, and I was driving my dad's truck, and my dad was in the passenger seat, and I was speeding. It's when I discovered that cops have radars on the front of their cars. They were coming at me, and they whipped a Yui and then pulled me over. But that's not really the story that I'm going to tell. So about 97, 98, about the time of donuts and Blockbuster, I was working at Toys R Us.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, not in Canada. They're still around.
Oh, what? I did not know that.
Yeah, I take the
kids
every time
fuck
we go to Canada.
Sorry, I have a little bit in me.
Yeah.
They're still alive in Canada?
They are, yeah. Different ones. But anyways, I was driving home from work one day, and I was cutting through the back roads of Linwood, and I don't know if I was driving recklessly or ran a stop sign or something. I was in my big 77 Ford Ranger with the KC lights and CD radio and all that. But anyways, I had this habit of just pouring Kool-Aid into bottles of water. And I was doing that while driving, because I was driving with the steering was so big I drive with my knees. And anyways, I'd spilled a bunch of red Kool-Aid in my lap. And something happened. I ran the stop sign, or I was driving erratically, and the cop pulled me over. And it was this old man. He came up, and he's like, "What's going on? Like, do you know what you just did back there?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just like I didn't know what to say." And I'm like pointing down at my lap, and it's all bright red. And he's like, "I don't want to deal with any women's business." And then he just walked away. That was it.
Yeah. Oh. I could just see you doing this, and he's just like, "I got 40 years in me. I'm out of here."
Yeah. And then it's like, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, he's just okay. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That no doubt takes the cake for sure. That's a great place, I think, for us to just, can we do one of these, one more? And just say, hey, thank you. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I just want to kind of give all my love to both of you for being out here and, taking the time. A huge thanks to the folks in the chat for being so engaged. We had some few folks that were out there that were super loving and super engaged and gave us some great suggestions. Again, I'm Mario, and I'm with Jet City Improv, and we have so many exciting things happening this summer. We have some really amazing classes coming on sale, so please check it out if you're interested. We're looking at in-person this summer. So if you're thinking about coming back, thinking about, wow, I think I want to get back into the groove, there are classes coming up. And of course, last but definitely not least, I want to give love to Odessa, our amazing broadcaster, who is a total badass. So again, thank you for Odessa for being here. And again, to all of you, thank you so much for taking the time. Have an amazing Saturday, and we'll continue to